Welcome to the next session of arrays and strings. So in the last few sessions, we saw few algorithms which was related to searching. So today we are going to see another algorithm which does sorting of a numbers. Okay, sorting is nothing but arranging them in some order. So when it came to linear search, our numbers was not needed to be in any order. So even if the random numbers were there, the linear search used to work fine. But when it comes to binary search, even though binary search was efficient than linear search, but we had one constraint for binary search, that the number should be ordered. Okay, so either it should be ascending order or descending order. So in that case, this particular algorithm, what it does is, even though if you have provided a set of numbers which is unordered, using bubble sort, we can sort them. So today we are going to see how this bubble sort algorithm works. So let us see what is bubble sort. So bubble sort is a simple algorithm which is used to sort a given set of numbers in an array. How bubble sort works is, it works on a straightforward approach. That means bubble sort compares all the elements one by one. That is, from 0th index till the nth index, you will be comparing it by one and sort them based on their values. That is, first 0th index will be compared with first index. So if you are sorting it in an ascending order, you should check whether 0th index value is greater than first index value. If it is greater than first index value, then you need to swap their position. That is what it says. If the given array has to be sorted in ascending order, you can sort it in any orders. Okay, it's not necessary that it is ascending order. So I am taking an example of ascending order. So if your given array is to be sorted in ascending order, then bubble sort will start comparing the first element of the array with the second element. So that is what is the first comparison. First two elements will be compared. If the first element is greater, since you know that ascending order, it is from smaller number to bigger number. So if the first element is greater than second number, then they have to swap the position, because the least element will be coming to the front of the array. Okay, and the highest element will be at the end of the array. Okay, it will swap both the elements if first element is greater than second element. And once this has been swapped, you have to apply the same procedure for the next two elements. The next two elements are second and third, and this will continue until you reach end of an array. So this is what is the approach of bubble sort. So let us take an example and let us try to find out. So I'll come to the steps later on. Like, let us just have a glance of it. Starting with, what we need is, we take index is equal to 0, because we have to start with the first number. Compare the current element with next element of the array. So if the current element is greater than the next element, then swap their position. Okay, if the current element is not less than the next element, repeat the same step from the beginning. That is, again, go back to the previous step and continue this iteration until it sorts the array. So let us take the example. So you can see the array contains 60, 30, 80, 20, 50, and they are not sorted in any order. So we are going to sort them in ascending order. So as I said, in a bubble sort, first the comparison happens with 0th and first index. So carefully observe 0th and first index. So what it is comparing, the value 60, which is in 0th index, with the value 1, which is in 30th, 30. Okay, so 60 is greater than 30. Is it true? Yes. So if it is true, then you need to swap their position. So that means 30 gets the position of 60 and 60 gets the position of 30. So true means swap their position. So you can see in the next step, 30 and 60 have swapped their position. Now, since we have checked with first element with second element, in the next iteration, you should compare second element with third element. Okay, so is it 60 is greater than 80? No, 60 is not greater than 80. So if it is false, so whenever you check the greater than the other element, if it is false, don't do any action. If it is true, then they swap their position. So it remains same. So 30 and 60 remain same. So next, third element is compared with fourth element. That is, 80 is compared with 20. Obviously, 80 is greater than 20. So we need to swap. So we swapped it. So in the next iteration, what we do is, we compare 80 with 50. Okay. So 80 with 50, 80 is greater than 50. So we are obviously bounded to sort them. Okay. So we are going to sort them. So once you can see, this is still not a sorted array. So just we passed one cycle of an iteration, and this should continue until you get a sorted array. That means until you get a sorted list. So now what happens with each cycle is, now this is completion of each cycle, because we don't have 80 to be compared with any other element further. That's the end of an array. Okay, so now once you complete one cycle, what happens is the largest number in each cycle gets its position. The first largest number among these numbers, that is 30, 60, 20, 50 and 80, 80 is the largest, and this is where the 80 will be positioned when you sort the ascending order. That means in the next cycle you need not compare the element with 80. The reason is 80 has already got its position. That means it has been bubbled, it has got its position. That is why it's called as bubble sort. Okay, for the next cycle, so output of this cycle is this. Okay, in the next cycle, okay, so we just completed the cycle 0. So let us start the cycle from 0. Cycle 0 has been completed. In the next cycle, where this particular cycle's output, that is 30, 60, 20, 50, 80 will be taken as input, and it will apply the same procedure. That is the first number which will be compared with 30 with 60. Is it 30 is greater than 60? No. So leave it as it is. Next we compare 60 with 20. Yes, 60 is greater than 20. So we need to swap their position, and you can see that it's been swapped. Then 60 is compared with 50. It is greater. So we need to swap. So once you do this, 60 need not be compared with 80 because 80 has already been fixed. So output of this cycle, you get a next highest number in its position. That 60 is to be supposed to be in that particular position. So we have fixed two values. Next you need to compare only three numbers. So again start with 30 and 20. Is it 30 is greater than 20? Yes, it is true. So you swap that. Then that 30 is compared with 50. Is it 30 is greater than 50? No. So that means we got three numbers in its actual position. Now we need to compare only two numbers. In the next cycle you compare 20 with 30. Is it 20 is greater than 30? No. So leave it as it is. So now we got four numbers in its position, and fifth number has no other numbers to be compared. So literally the fifth number is also fixed its position. So when you see the output of the end of the cycle, you get a sorted array which is in ascending order. So what you need to keep in your mind is how many elements did we take for sorting? We have taken 5 elements. And look at this, how many cycles? So cycle 0, cycle 1, cycle 2 and cycle 3. So it took 4 cycles to completely sort the elements. So that means if you have n number of elements, it takes n minus 1 cycle to sort the element. So I hope you're getting it. Since I've taken 5 numbers, so it took 4 cycle to complete the sorting of array. And next thing what you need to do is, and see in each cycle what we are doing, which we are comparing. So in first cycle, that is in the 0th cycle, we had 4 comparisons. In first cycle we had 3 comparisons. In second cycle we had 2 comparisons, and in first cycle we had only 1 comparison. That means in each cycle the comparison is also being getting reduced. So the cycles are, if you have any element, they'll take n minus 1 cycle. But how many iteration does it take in each cycle? That is, how many comparison does it take in each cycle? So in first cycle it took how many comparison? 4 cycles for sorting how many numbers? 5 numbers. So I will tell n minus 1. Okay, or n minus cycle I can tell. So what is the current cycle? First cycle. So first cycle number is 1. So n minus 1. See, even though I have taken it as 0, but it is literally the first cycle. Okay, so n minus cycle. Since it's first cycle, n is 5, 5 minus 1, 4. So it took 4 iteration. And which is the next cycle? It is the second cycle. Okay, so a second cycle means again n minus 2. So 3 comparison. So what is this? This is third cycle, even though it is numbered as 2 because 0, 1, 2. And 5 minus 3, that is the third cycle. 5 minus 3, 2 comparison. And finally we have 5 minus 2, 1 comparison. So you have to check, there will be n minus 1 cycles, and in each cycle there will be n minus cycle comparison. So which will be the cycle number? That many comparison, that is n minus cycle comparison happens inside the loop. Okay, so let us go to the, I hope so you have understood the program. It's very simple program where you compare first number with second numbers, then if it is greater, swap their position. If it is not, then leave it as it is and check second number with third number. If it is greater, again swap. If it is not, leave it as it is and this process continues until you reach the end of an array with a sorted end of an array, and repeat the steps until you sort the number. So if you have n numbers, it takes n minus 1 cycle. Okay, and if you have inside each cycle, the number of comparisons happens is n minus cycle comparison. Okay, so I hope so you have understood bubble sort. So let us see the program. So what you need to do is we will just try to solve this program as what we have seen in the example. So first we have I as a variable. This is going to uh, track of number of cycles. So I is an index which is going to take care of number of cycles. So cycle starts from 0. So if you have 5 elements, how many cycles should it be happening? 4 cycles should happen. So I is taking care of cycle, and J is the one which is going to take care of how many comparisons happens inside each cycle. Okay, so J is a variable which check for how many comparisons happens in each cycle, and n is for number of elements, as you all know. And temp, as you know that when if the number is greater than the other number, then it has to swap. To use swapping, we require the help of third variable, and that is nothing but temp. And then finally we have an array of size 1000. So first you ask the user to enter the elements. So once you enter the elements, then you ask user to enter the size first, and then you ask them to enter that many elements. So in our case it is 5, n is equal to 5. And once it is done, what you need to do is you need to print, you need to show them the number which is before sorting. So how do you print the numbers? Where is your numbers now? Numbers are there in ARR. So all the numbers are in ARR. So they are in which order? They are in unsorted order. So if you blindly print them, they are going to show you an array which is not having sorted number in it. So that's what's happening. Elements of array before sort is a for loop and a printf statement. So because we haven't sorted it, now we are going to sort them. So we read them, we have actually read them inside the array, and we have printed them. So whatever you print, that is before sorting. Now we are going to go for a sorting. So you know that for beginning a sorting, we need to start a cycle. So which cycle? Zeroth cycle first. So first the I is equal to 0. How many cycles will be there? N minus 1 cycles will be there to sort them. So it is I less than n minus 1, I plus plus. That means if n is 5, it runs from 5 till 5 minus 4. That is from 0 to 4. So 0 to 4, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3. That means 4 cycles it runs, because as we know that n for n number of elements, there will be n minus 1 cycle. And in each cycle, what you do? In each cycle, look at this. In cycle, what are you doing? You are comparing. How many times you are comparing? Since it's cycle, we are comparing 4 times. So you can see that 5 minus first cycle, okay, it's first cycle. So n minus 1 comparison happens. So look at the value of j. J is equal to 0. Okay, j less than, what is the current value of n? N is being declared as 5. Okay, so n value is 5. Okay, and j less than n minus 1. So j is equal to, n value is 5. 5 minus current I value is 0. 5 minus 0 is 5, and 5 minus 1, and 5 minus 0 is 5, and 5 minus 1 is 4. So this will become 4. The output of this is 4. Okay, so means from j starts from 0 and go up to 4. Up to 4 means 0, 1, 2, 3. That means it takes 4 comparisons inside 0th cycle. So how do you compare? The first number, that is array of j. What is the current value of j? Current value of j is array of 0 is greater than, array of 0 is greater than array of j plus 1, that is 0 plus 1. So what is 0 plus 1? 0 plus 1 is nothing but 1. So what are the two numbers which are compared first? First number with second number, that is 1 which is in 0th index with first index. So if you go to the program, that is 60 and 30 is being compared. 60 is greater than 30. Yes, it is true. If it is true, what you do? You swap them. So let us see one of the few steps of swapping. So temp is equal to a of 0. What is there in a sorry, array of 0? What is there in array of 0? Carefully observe what is there in array of 0. 60. So 60 is copied to temp. Okay, that's equal to 60. Let me write it as in this way. And array of 0 is equal to array of 0 plus 1. This is how you know to do swapping. So that means Now the array with index 0 should get the value which is there in array of 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is array of 1. So what is array of 1? Array of 1 is 30. That should be saved to array of 0. That is how you swap. So it has been saved. Now array of 0 has been saved, 30. But what should be after the first iteration, after comparison, the value of index 1? Index 1 should get the value from array of 0. That is 60 should be saved in array of 1. So if you can see, when we do the next step, it is array of j plus 1. J plus 1 is temp. Where is 60 now? 60 is stored in temporary variable because temporary is equal to 60. So array of 1, we just name it as temp. That is nothing but what is there in temp? It is 60. So I can write temp is equal to 60. So now look at this. In array of 0, you copied the value of array of 1. What is array of 1? 30. So it has been saved. In array of 1, we have to copy temp. Okay, so what is saved in array of temp? It is 60. So we just swapped first two numbers now. Now again it goes to the inner loop only because we haven't completed our cycle. Now what will be the next number which will be compared after first two numbers? Next number to be compared is second number, that is which is in index 1 with second number, third index, that is 60 should be compared with third index. So if you can see, now what happens is j will be changed to 1. Once j is changed to 1, this will be the comparison between array of 1 and array of 1 and array of 2 because j value is 1. Okay, so array of j, array of 1, array of j plus 1, it's array of 1 plus 1. So temp is equal to array of j. What is the current value of j? Array of 1. So we store the value which is there in array of 1, that is 60 in temporary variable. Okay. So before doing all these things, we should check array of 1. What is the value of array of 1? Array of 1's value is, right now it is 60 and array of 2's value is 80. So is it, this condition is true? Is it 60 is greater than 80? No, it's not greater than 80. So it will never enter to this conditional statement. Now it goes back again to j. J value is now from 1, it has been increased to 2. So that means array of 2 is greater than array of 2 plus 1, that is array of 3. So what will be there in array of 2 after second iteration? Array of 2, it will be 80. 80 will be compared with array of 3, that is 20. Is it 80 is greater than 20? Yes, 80 is greater than 20. So you need to swap. So first what we do, we save temp is equal to array of j. Okay, temp is equal to array of j. So what is array of j? Current j value is 2. So whatever it is there in temporary variable, array of 2 will be saved in temporary variable. So what is there in array of 2? 80. 80 will be saved in temporary variable. Okay, and array of 2 will get the value which is there in array of 3. That is, what is the value of array of 2? 80. It will get the value which is there in array of 3, that is 20 is swapped. So now 20 is been swapped. And now what should be the value of array of 3? Array of 3 should get the value from 2 plus 1. That is, array of 3 should get the value of temp. What is the value of temp? 80. So 20 and 80 has been swapped. Okay, so you can see that 20 and 80 has been swapped, and so on. You keep on repeating this step. Okay, you keep on repeating this step till where you will be repeating this till you get the sorted array. So you have to keep on repeating this till you get the sorted array. So that means you are just traced only one cycle. So on how many cycle it should repeat? N minus 1 cycle. So finally, after all the completion of inner and outer for loop, basically we have completed all the cycles. Okay, that means how many cycles? N minus 1 cycle will be completed, and all the iterations will also be happen inside this N minus 1 cycle. So once the end of this, all the sorted array is again saved back to ARR only. So input is also ARR array and the output is also ARR array, because we are sorting which array? The array which we have taken as input. So where is your all the sorted values? All the sorted values will also be present in the same array. So if you print now the array elements, they will show you the output in the form of sorted manner. So we have done printf of for loop and printf twice. Once before sorting okay, once before starting, and this step will solve all the steps. Okay, this solves all the steps, and once this is steps have been performed, the same array will be in the form of sorted order. So then finally you print the all the sorted elements. That means you are printing the same array elements again. So one will print unsorted elements and one will print sorted elements. I hope so you have understood this concept of bubble sort, which is used for sorting technique. Any doubt, you can get back to me at any time. Okay, so thank you.